What is this? We got a big update on Stop Killing Games? What's the big update? Apparently some people are going to prison, is what I saw on the thumbnail. What's going on here?
Hey, I have some announcements on Stop Killing Games. And I'm going to be looking away a lot because my mind tends to go blank when I look into the camera, and I don't want to memorize this. Okay, the breaking news. The European Citizens Initiative has crossed 1 million signatures.
Let's go. Let's kick it into overdrive. I got a link down there in the description, man. If you're in the EU, click that shit.
Except it hasn't.
What?
This is going to kill morale, but there are two things going on here. The first we knew was coming. Every time somebody makes a mistake when they sign the initiative, their signature gets invalidated. So that means we need more signatures to make up for everybody's mistakes.
Yeah, kick it into overdrive. Let's go.
It kind of reminds me of multiplayer games when you see somebody who just has no idea what they're doing, like they're attacking a wall or something. So in this case, we need to pick up the slack for the people who literally can't write their own name properly. That could be a lot. I've heard 10% minimum, 20% is better, 40% should be really safe. Or it would be, but we have a second problem. I've received several reports of people claiming to spoof signatures on the initiative site.
Ah, come on, man. Fuck. Like, yeah, I knew there was gonna be some bullshit. Even if this was gonna end up being completely true and real, government wasn't gonna have this. They're not gonna do something good for the consumers if it's gonna make the big companies lose a lot of money and have to do more work. No way that this was gonna happen.
First off, I want to say that this is not a change.org petition. This is a government process. Spoofing signatures on it is a crime.
Oh, shit. Yeah. All right. Yeah. There's gonna be some people going to prison, most likely. Or jail, at least.
Please do not do this. They'll be checked later by the EU Commission, and my guess is the fake ones will get turned over to Europol or Interpol and they'll follow up on this. If it's coming from America, Interpol is known to cooperate a lot with the FBI. Now, will they prosecute people on this? I have no idea.
Probably not, but there might be some people getting charged or going to jail.
Europe takes its political processes pretty seriously, so I would think the more it's being spoofed, the more they might send law enforcement after people doing this. Again, I would not suggest doing this. It seems like a bad thing to risk going to prison over. But the problem here is I am now in a complete fog as to how much this affects the initiative. Now don't worry, none of this will invalidate the initiative. All legitimate signatures will still count. But that 1 million number? Yeah, it might not be real.
Damn, dude, yeah, we gotta kick this into overdrive.
I think we have at least 600, 700,000 real signatures.
Oh no, that's not good, man. That is really not good.
Beyond that, I don't know. Maybe it's just one or two people who tried it and this is nothing to worry about. Or maybe it's a sophisticated botnet spoofing hundreds of thousands of signatures. I have no clue. In fact, I noticed a few days ago, we were getting a good rise in the day European time, but then it would fall off a lot at night because people were going to bed.
Fuck, man. I knew some bad stuff was gonna happen. I didn't think it was gonna be immediately after I just had a really good update with Jack Spadicy himself. Like, I was ready to celebrate, man.
Now it seems like it's rising a lot through the night. So maybe most of this is an illusion now. We may not have won anything. I have to give credit where it's due. I was looking forward to reaching a safe margin and putting this behind me. But now I guess I have to keep this up until July 31st because now there's no such thing as a safe margin. I have no idea what's real now.
Yeah, we just gotta keep going. We gotta make it impossible for it to be spoofed. We gotta hit like 5 million, 10 million signatures. Good luck with that. But man, we gotta up those numbers!
So, for people who hate the initiative, you got me. This makes my life harder, and now I'm on the hook even longer.
We can't let Pirate Software win, damn it!
I will be so happy for this campaign to end. Actually, if you're really good at data analysis, I'd say try to look at those first couple days around June 24th and 25th, especially when Moist Critical dropped his video. I remember seeing about a 5% increase in signatures proportional to his views. So it might be safe to assume big YouTube views translate to 5% real signatures. Maybe you can figure out what a real margin needs to be. So yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, let's get some mathematicians in there checking that shit, because we need to know, man. We need to know if this is gonna happen. Because if it's at 1 million, people are gonna see it's at 1 million and they're gonna be like, all right, it's done, it's finished. But I didn't think that this kind of stuff could happen.
We'll just keep plodding away unless we can figure out what the safe numbers are. Sorry this isn't a big victory celebration. This is just kind of suspenseful and tense instead, and will probably hurt morale.
Yeah, it's gonna make the drama situation a lot stronger. I think people are gonna talk more about this, especially the video game drama channels.
Of people signing. You know how in World War II, the Japanese had soldiers entrenched in a bunch of Pacific islands? Except some of them never got the memo when the war ended in 1945, so they just stayed there for years, assuming the war was still on? That's kind of where I am right now mentally. At least it all ends in a month. Okay, another announcement.
We got a month to double, triple, quadruple this shit, man.
We've gotten reports that some countries, I think Italy and Belgium especially, where sometimes the digital ID system didn't work. In those cases, I'd say either use the manual method, which we have instructions for on stopkillinggames.com, or you could try coming back in a few days and see if it's working. Another news item, I've been told someone has launched a cryptocurrency based on Stop Killing Games. Dumbest timeline, guys.
Yeah, that is 1,000% gonna be a rug pull. 1,000%. Don't be buying into these shit currencies, man. These shit coins. Not a good idea.
Just so everyone's clear, that had nothing to do with us. I have no clue who would even want that. I'm sure it's a scam. So, yeah, that's all there is to it. Something else to cover quick is I've heard a couple reports of people harassing pirate software. I feel like this goes without saying, but if it doesn't, no.
Definitely talk about pirate software. Definitely call him an idiot. Definitely call him a fucking retard. But don't be like sending actual violence his way and like talking about violence toward him and sending him death threats and all that. That's actual bullshit. I don't even want the guy canceled. I want the guy to have his platform and still do his thing, man. Just gotta call out the retards when they're being retards. And I do think he's an evil moron, but like, still.
Of course we do not endorse harassing him.
True.
I mean, I said in my response video, I wished him no ill will, and I meant that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be making videos about pirate software, but I'm not gonna be going into his community. I'm not gonna be going into his chat being like, or spamming, you're a piece of shit, you're a monster, you're garbage. You're wrong, 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 wrong. It's not happening.
You know why? When people's lives are better, they tend to be less inclined to foment some sort of revenge. And I'm taking on enough heat already without adding to the pile. I mean, I'm getting some crazies heading my way too. Though I can believe it's not as many.
Bro, I get so many crazies. So many crazies.
I also pointed out last time, whatever damage Thor did to the campaign has been neutralized. So whatever happens is not on him anymore.
Yeah, now he's just gonna be known as the guy who helped kick off all of this and make everything astronomically more popular. I actually thank Pirate Software for all of his good work that he did for being against Stop Killing Games, because that, I think, made more and more people talk about it like, this guy's a fucking idiot. So thank you, Pirate Software.
I'll also say, I don't know what the hell everyone is up to either. This is a lot bigger than me. I can barely keep up with the campaign, let alone him or all the supporters. We do have moderators in our Discord trying their best. I've literally seen them ban someone suggesting bad action against others. Beyond that, I know very little and have even less control over what the rest of the internet is up to. I'm focused on the signatures. If Thor and I never bother each other again, that is just fine by me.
Yeah, but knowing Thor, he'll probably bring it up again, and it'll be a whole big situation. Because he just can't leave it alone. He can't take accountability and admit he's wrong. And every time somebody brings it up, he's either going to ban it, or he's just going to completely crash out when he gets tired of it.
I also don't hold him responsible for anything his fan base does. I'm not
True.
a fan of collective punishment. And on the
I do hold him responsible for the kind of fan base he keeps in, like, his community, though, his direct community.
flip side, Stop Killing Games is a populist movement. That's the very definition of messy. I can control that like I can control the weather. Oh, and speaking of barely keeping up, I've been having to play triage on emails and messages and prioritize the ones most critical for the campaign. So a lot of you are going to get a delayed response, but I should mostly catch up. Eventually. Okay, the final announcement. The UK government petition has cleared 100,000 signatures, and I suspect these signatures are more legit. Though you can keep on signing it too as a safety margin. More will not hurt anything.
So, if nothing else, they're going to talk about it in the UK. I'm at least cool with that, but we still got to pump those numbers up for the entire EU.
So what should we expect from this? I honestly have no idea. I would bet money on the EU initiative delivering something good if it passes, but the UK has been more about exhausting all options. I will say whatever happens cannot be worse than the old answer from the Department of Media, Culture, and Sport. Yeah, we get to leapfrog over this garbage. This really is recycled garbage. Remember, we tried to launch this last year, and they gave us an answer that was so bad it was rejected by the Petitions Committee, and they told government to try again because this didn't answer the question. But then, Parliament was dissolved, and when it came back and we relaunched again, we got the same answer copied and pasted into the new one, just rearranged a little bit.
Yeah, this is why I'm worried that the government is just not going to do anything, because they never do anything that real people want. They only do the things that the people who make lots and lots of money want, because they make them lots and lots of money.
Part of me suspects all action in the UK has been held up by one grumpy bureaucrat in the department. Well, now we can ignore that crap and head straight to Parliament. I mean, they cannot do worse than this. A member of Parliament could sneeze on the petition and that would not be a worse answer. And that's the one guaranteed thing we'll get out of this, which is answers. Now, for those of you...
Yeah, oh, it can get much worse. It can get much, much worse. I think you're giving the UK government and government in general way too much credit.
Wanting to juice this further, it's been brought to my attention there's a page for finding out who your member of Parliament is if you want to reach out and tell them, yes, bring this up in Parliament. I'd say, yeah, that could help, but that absolutely is more work than signing your name, so I'm keeping my expectations in check. There's a link in the description of this video. Okay, that's it. Just keep pushing. Now we're in the fog.
Yeah, the fog of war. Because we're at war with these giant game companies who want to destroy our games because it's not about fun for them. It's not about the spectacle. It's about the money. And if they can't make money off of the thing that they have up, they'll take it down. They don't care. They don't give a shit. Which in the long term, they should give a shit because it creates dissent among the community. And we're done with it. We're not having it anymore. We're tired of this bullshit. Sign the thing down there in the description.